In today's video, I'll be ranking every album they've ever released studio-wise. Let's get into it. My least favourite album that the band ever did is Standing on the Shoulder of Giants. This is what I like to call the come down album because you've left the 90s, you're into the 2000s. Bonehead and Griggsy had left the band at this point, and I just feel this album is disjointed and there are not too many standout songs on this album. The only one that I would listen to on a regular basis is probably Go Let It Out, which I'd say is probably the biggest hit on this album. But all the other songs I just think are either really boring or tedious to get through.
Stand on the Shoulder Giants, not enough good songs. A lot of filler on that.
Marginally better than Standing on the Shoulder of Giants for me. It's got some songs that have now become more anthems for Oasis, like Little by Little and Stop Crying Your Heart Out. But the song I really like on this album is the Hindu Toms. I think it's one of the best openers that they've ever done. But going through the album again is a slog to get through. There are some songs which I just find really boring and tedious to get through. And I think that last half of that album, from A Quick Peep all the way down to Better Man, just really drags and I just don't enjoy listening to it.
Couple of good tunes, Stop Crying Your Heart Out and Little by Little. The rest of it's a bit, yeah.
For me, this one has some great standout songs such as Lila and The Importance of Being Idle, but for where this one peaks heaving chemistry for me is the album itself. It flows a lot better for me. Like, I think that first three run of songs, of Turn Up the Sun, Mucky Fingers and Lila, really solidify this album as a really rocking album, and it harkens back to that 90s sound which we were all begging for them to go back to. And I do think the last song of the album, Let There Be Love, is a true standout and an underrated hit by the band.
It's good, man, I'm having it. There's some, some nice little numbers on there for the ladies, and there's some out and out rock and roll songs on there.
For me, this may be a bit of a controversial point putting this at 4, but the reason why is because I believe some of the songs are just way too long. I mean, All Around the World is 9 minutes long, and I don't think that song needs to be. However, there are some standout songs. Do You Know What I Mean, Stand By Me, Fade It Out, and Don't Go Away, and even the title song, Be Here Now, are true standouts for me, and a song I always wish they'd have played them more live, especially on the reunion tour. I'd love to have heard Be Here Now live. However, for me, it has the worst Oasis song on this album, Magic Pie. I don't know what Noel was thinking when he wrote this song. I think is arguably the worst song they'd ever put out. Other than that, I do think this album is an important album because this was Oasis at the top of the powers.
At that time, we thought it was f***ing great, and I still think it's great.
Be Here Now, songs are too long.
This might be controversial because people always put this one a bit lower in their ranking, but for me, I've always really loved this album. It's got one of my all-time favourite Oasis songs on it, I'm Out of Time, which is the most John Lennon song that Liam ever did. But then I love Waiting for the Rapture, The Shock of the Lightning, even the first two songs, and Bag It Up and The Turning, even Falling Down. There are some absolute standout songs on this album, and I just wish people would give it more appreciation that it deserves. I'd say it's the most psychedelic album that they've released, but for me it's easily top 2 if it weren't for what the other 2 albums are going to be.
Dig Out Your Soul kind of tails off towards the end.
An album that defined a generation and solidified Oasis as one of Britain's most beloved bands. But for me, it's got some of the greatest songs probably of the all time, not just in the 90s, such as Wonderwall, Don't Look Back in Anger, Some Might Say, Cast No Shadow. I mean, even the title song, Morning Glory, but it has one of my all-time favourite Oasis songs, my second favourite Oasis song, Champagne Supernova, closing the album. But for me, why this comes in at number 2 is, again, I think it's the same reason it comes into like second place for Noel. The sound of the album is too close. It doesn't feel expanded or wide enough. But other than that, this is a 9 out of 10 album for me. It is virtually hard to really define why this album is so special. But for me, there's one album that beats it.
Well, I don't like the sound of Morning Glory at all. At all. It's all...
This is my all-time favourite Oasis album. For me, I can't sum up why I believe this album is so perfect, but I will try. For me, the opener, Rock and Roll Star, it introduces you to the band and to who the Gallagher brothers are and what they believe in themselves. To then follow it with Shaker Maker, Live Forever, which is many people's favourite Oasis song, Up in the Sky, Columbia, Supersonic. There are too many great songs on this album to name, and to me, I would never take any of them out.
I think the only album that is perfect would be definitely Maybe, from what I've done.
So get your comments in down below, tell me your personal ranking of each album. Again, this is all subjective in my opinion. If your favourite album is Standing on the Shoulder of Giants, then I'd like to hear why. But until we meet again, stay humble. This has been the Oasis Effect.